Yeah, but you also got to think about all the money that's lining all the pockets of politicians through all of these pharmaceutical companies.
Yeah, but I feel like pretty soon more people is gonna outweigh that, because the only thing that really, like, I feel like keeping a lot of stuff being legalized is the private jails, really, because that's another thing that, like, hey, I know California's still having a big problem with this. Like, all the people who technically were selling weed is still in jail for selling weed, but now it's legal. So it's like, hey, how do you keep these people in jail for selling controlled substance that's legal now?
Yeah, it's because it was illegal then.
Yeah.
That, you're the good old Democrat's pal over here that's running for vice president. That's one good thing she was good at, was putting people in jail for that.
Oh, I'm talking about now. Like, it's been legal for about 2-3 years now, so why ain't all them people set free?
Oh, I agree with you. They should be. Unless it was something ridiculous.
No, even
some little charge.
Even in Atlanta now, if you have below an ounce, they would just give you a misdemeanor ticket where you just pay a fine. What was it called when it's just a fine? A fine ticket. I don't know.
Yeah, they just write you a fine, basically.
I wish I could deal with for an ounce, because I'm never going to carry more than an ounce, and I don't see the point of selling weed once they legalize everything. Like, I'm really surprised Florida never legalized weed yet.
Medically it is.
Recreational. I may have to go to Florida if they make it recreational. We may have to move this podcast from Savannah to Florida real quick.
Yeah. I don't know. They might. You never know.
I'm pretty sure the next, probably in this election, they're going to vote for it again. Because I remember last time, I think it was like 58 to 42, and they need 60% to legalize marijuana.
Just for tax purposes alone, they need to.
I just feel like if you legalize marijuana, it's one of the good things where it's so many other businesses, because you could start selling hemp. Some people could grow marijuana farms. You could do marijuana tea, marijuana sauce. You could start by farming marijuana. And who knows, maybe if people start farming marijuana, they're like, oh, wow, this ain't that bad farming. Let me try to farm other stuff.
Yeah.
And I feel like a whole bunch of, like, if less people is on all these drugs, it'd be a lot less people depressed and stuff, because I feel like a lot of them drugs do make you sad and depressed. And, like, especially, like, the withdrawals for a lot of these drugs, it's probably a lot rougher than withdrawal from weed.
I would say not even that, just the whole problem of the side effects. You may shit your brains out for 3 weeks. What?
If you having a heart attack, please go to your doctor. But this medicine is for a heart attack. If you are pooping out blood or peeing out blood, please go to your doctor. And I'm like, wow, this is a lot of stuff just for some medicine.
Yeah, that's the problem, is that there's just so many side effects, and weed really doesn't have any, other than you might get the munchies.
Which is, as you can tell from YouTube, I'm fat, so I get the munchies a lot. Either I get the munchies or I'm going to sleep.
Yeah, I usually just get the munchies, unless it's like really late at night, and then I'll go to sleep.
But I think let's go back to the people that threw rocks and eggs. I think you are 100% stupid because you didn't agree how somebody vote, you will attack them. You are no better than the racists who attack blacks, if you really think about it, because you're pretty much doing the same thing, because somebody believes, or Christians that fight Muslims, that type of stuff. It's like, because somebody believes or what somebody doing that's not your way, it's the wrong way. That's not make sense. That's not gonna make the world better. You pretty much just like change, because there's gonna be other people who read these stories are like, hey, I'm a Jew, I'm not really 100% sure on Biden, but y'all gonna vote for Trump now since Biden people doing this to my people.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that. That, a lot of the Jewish community could side with Trump now, regardless of their beliefs, because they feel that the other party doesn't like them. Like I said, all the stuff that they did is just wrong.
I 100% agree. Like, I'm not saying how you should vote. Like I said, you should go out there and vote by November 3rd. Sorry, November 3rd is the last day to vote. But like I said, I'm telling everybody, do early ballot votes. Go in there and vote yourself, because if you hear from a podcast, they'll throw away your ballot or burn it or not count it or La Salvador. It's going to be a lot of different things that they're going to not do. So go in there, take your time, bring your ID, bring water, charge your phone, and just sit there and just get ready to vote. If you want to make, like I said, if you want to make a change, if you like how stuff going and you say, hey, nothing wrong, then I already know people not going to vote. Hey, that's your choice. Well, I'm just saying, if you want to make a change, vote. And another thing we need to stop doing, just stop thinking the president is the most important thing to vote for. We need to learn our mayors. We need to learn our senators. We need to learn our congressmen. We need to learn our district people. We need to learn the people on the school board. We need to learn all that stuff, because a lot of times the president really not in charge of taxes of the state. It's not really in charge of taxes of the area. It's not going to fix our roads. It's not going to stop crime. Like, we need to vote for better sheriffs, better all that other stuff. Also, they have amendments for, like, the city and state. Like, hey, do you want to redistrict the school? You can vote no or yes, but then since you don't know about it, by the time you get to that point, you don't care, so you just put anything. And then you vote for your own school to be redistricted, and then you mad like, well, hey, why my school was redistricted? I didn't vote for this. When technically you did.
Yeah, because you voted for the people that were in there.
Well, you voted for the people that was in there, and then when you get to that point, because I remember the first time I voted for Obama. Then I voted for Joe Biden, which I thought if you vote for Obama, you should vote for the vice president automatically. But apparently you can vote different vice presidents. I didn't know that. And then the next thing was like, who you want for the Senate? And I'm like, what? I didn't care about this. Who you want for the congressman? What? There's too much stuff. Who you want for the sheriff? I don't know. Who you want for this? I'm like, what? And then like a couple of them was like only one person was going for the thing. I'm like, what is this? And like, if you change Amendment A12, this would happen, or would you keep? I'm like, I don't care about this stuff. Now looking back, I should have looked more into this stuff compared to what I did was just like, hey, because literally my friend became I don't know what's called for the city, but a congressman for the city. By literally only, it was like, I want to say 1,000 people that voted for him, and literally 700 people that voted for the other person. He won. I'm like, wow, like that was the first person I ever seen voted into office.
Yeah, I mean, you'd be surprised. I want to say there's a town somewhere where like a goat's actually the mayor.
And that's when I say people who vote are stupid, but hey, I can't say that because people need to vote. But if you vote for a goat, you stupid. It's nothing. Now I understand about the person who died, and then like it was like, hey, he was a good guy, so we're gonna still vote for him for mayor. But then after a couple of weeks, we're gonna vote for somebody else. That's completely understandable. But to vote for a damn goat, come on, guys, let's do better than this.
Yeah, I mean, hey, I don't blame them. Sometimes it might be the best choice is to have somebody who can't say a damn thing.
Yeah, I don't disagree with you.
Man, okay, we're gonna pass this bill.
Hey, so whatever, pass all the marijuana we can. But let's go to the next topic about Japan did not want to sign a treaty for the nuclear weapons. Do you want to talk about it first, or you want me to go into it?
Well, you can go into it if you want.
I mean, Japan said they will not sign into the nuclear treaty. They want to stay neutral, and pretty much 90 days the UN will forcibly come there and try to like do stuff, but they really didn't go into what they would do. Did you really understand what they would try to do? Like take down a bases to make bombs, or
what? Like you were saying, if they don't sign it?
Yeah.
I mean, there's nothing they can do if they don't sign it. The only thing that the UN could do would be as if they did sign it. Because if the UN were actually to invade another country, it would be like all-out war.
Yeah. Well, I know like 5 other countries didn't sign the treaty either. North Korea, Philippines, which is very weird. Indonesia, which was another weird one. Pakistan, Iran. I understand Pakistan, Iran. I understand.
I mean, I get why Japan doesn't want to do it.
I mean, because they're in the middle of 2 fucking major countries that will really bomb each other, and then the crossfire would hit them.
I mean, it's not even that. It's, China and North Korea both mess with Japan.
No, I was talking about I didn't even think about North Korea. I keep forgetting about them. Such a small, irrelevant place. But I was thinking about just USA versus China. If we both cross nuclear bombs, of course, some of it may land in Japan, and they may not like that.
From what I read, I believe the U.S. has nuclear weapons in Japan.
I mean, we got stations in Guam and probably other stuff in that area.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, I don't blame him at all. I wouldn't do it just because, especially because of Kim Jong-un. I definitely would not want him to see that as a opening to them being able to fire whatever they want, because, smaller unconventional weapons aren't as great as a nuclear weapon.
Yeah.
I mean, granted, I'm not saying you have to use it, but just having it sitting there, people are like, we're going to think twice.
Yeah, the threat of, I don't want to deal with this. And also, China is trying to take over their land and act like Japan is originally China. It's kind of crazy if you really think about it, but for another country to be like, hey, your country is part of my country, and we can take over all your stuff.
Yeah, I mean, that's why Japan's been building up their military. I'm pretty good at that.
Yeah.
I understand.
They got one of the best technology militaries out there, from what I was reading.
Yeah.
I mean, America got like the highest spending budget, but Japan had like the best, most updated technology wise. But also, Japan is really just now. I feel like the reason why they had the most best technology because they really just now starting to build up their army compared to USA. Some of our machines are still from the 1960s. We won't talk about it.
Well, I mean, not even just that, but you got to think that there's a lot of tech companies there, and they really don't have to spend all the money that most countries do on, infrastructure, because Japan's not as big.
Yeah, and they're not trying to Japan not trying to go to Russia and be like, hey, can I put a base there? Japan just like, look, I'm staying here in Japan.
Yeah. I mean, outside of, doing joint training exercises, you're pretty much right on that. They don't go around, so that's what I'm saying. They don't have as big of a spending budget, and they don't really need to.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, I understand why Japan didn't do it, because I didn't think about the North Korea thing. I just thought about China keep trying to take their land, and then let's say China send a nuclear bomb, and we send nuclear bombs to try to hit that nuclear bomb. It may fall on Japan, or the nuclear waste may go to Japan land because of the ocean.
Yeah. I mean, you gotta remember, Japan's also already been hit by a nuke before, so I'm sure the odds of them thinking that they want to do it again, even have the remote chance.
Because some of the relatives from the people that got hit with the first nuclear bomb, the survivors, came and tried to say, hey, we really need to sign that treaty. Which I kind of understand from their point of view, like, hey, you never experienced a nuclear bomb being dropped, and you never experienced the pain and effect that it caused on my family, and how I had to leave my own house that was in our family for generations, because literally the land is I believe seeing a report saying that land is still not livable.
Yeah, I mean, most nuclear stuff stays pretty active for a long time. I want to say it's 10,000 years or something like that.
Yeah, because to break it down, they have to do the half-life of a half-life of a half-life of a half-life. It's a lot of half-lives to get completely clear the nuclear waste.
Yeah. I guess we'll see. I mean, that's a great concept, but the issue is that you'd never get everybody to agree to it, and if you can't get everybody to agree to it, then nobody's going to agree to it except for some smaller countries that really don't ever have any issues.
I think it's a good thing, the big country like Russia and America signed it, but countries like Japan that's in the middle ground, I think China is about to start World War III soon. No offense to China, but I really see it coming, how China is doing little things. But the problem with what China doing, China got 1 billion people, everything it's doing is completely wrong. Instead of teaming up with people, it's just China against the world. Maybe North Korea go with China, but other than North Korea, I don't see nobody else really joining up with China this time.
Yeah, I mean, it's like we discussed before, they're already pissing off all these other big countries, so they're pretty much losing all their allies, and, even their, friendly countries in the Middle East, they're not really going to help that much because, most of their population is dispersed.
Yeah. I mean, you really can't help. Like Iraq and Iran,